My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is June 4th, 2024. It is 1:20 a.m. Yesterday I didn't record anything because there wasn't really that much to talk about. That was my list yesterday. All of them could have been one video, but I didn't come across anything that made me wanted to do the video. So throughout the day I didn't see anything meaningful, but I did like some tweets and share on my community board. So I'm gonna go, you know, that's when I was on my phone and things like that. So I'm gonna go on my thing on Twitter and see if I find some more to add to the list. So let me do the back end. Feel free to skip. 4,260 subscribers, new subscribers, welcome. And I believe on my last recording like 2 days ago, and I was talking about the estimate where at one point it was 220 something, and I ended up having two parts of the video. So at the beginning I wasn't sure where I was gonna put the video, if it's on PYTE or on this channel. So at the beginning you get to see the estimate was like 200 something, I think 220, and then by the end of the video when I come back to look at the numbers again, it went back down to 215-ish or something. And I said, let's see what happened the following day. So yesterday I didn't record, so we don't have any documentation of it. So now this is it here, 219. So we'll see at the end of this video if the numbers change. All right, so analytics. Okay, 1,292 views in the last 48 hours. And I believe video that I had yesterday was on PYTE. So I'm surprised I have that much views. I'm gonna pause and look for some more tweets I could add to the list. Okay, so I'm gonna look for some more tweets to add to the list. All right, so let me pause for a second and then I'll come back. Okay, oh, somebody sent me a message. Let's see what it is. So that's something probably to share. Okay, I have to black the thing. Let's see. So what is that? Okay, let me go look. You know what, let's go over it right now. Prince Harry walked into St. Paul's Cathedral with the lads, friends and fellow veterans who served with him in the military. He did not walk alone. Was that when he went to the UK? That was when he went to the UK for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus. So this part I probably will also share it on our Pot of Pure service. Okay, so that was that, and it has 547 retweets. Okay, so I'm gonna pause and look for more tweets to add to the list. Okay, I'm laughing at this. This is during the Nigeria visit. Yesterday, whenever the person liked it, so that's why it popped up on my timeline again. All right, so two things regarding Invictus, so maybe these two will be on our Pot of Pure service. So let me pause again and then add to the list. So this I'm done with, so I'm not gonna go over it again. Okay, so this is what I have here. I have a total of 11 tweets to share with you, and there's a possibility I may not even record these. That for PYTE, I came across a TikTok video. I didn't listen to it, but I think it make reference to Harry or Meghan, and there's some other things. So let's get started. This is the first tweet. This, I put it on the list, is further down, what we just saw on the screen. All right, so there's this here. Okay, this one I'm not gonna stay too long on it because I don't know how truthful it is. Okay, Am I reading this wrong? Or, there's the thinking face here. This is a screenshot of this person. Unbelievable. At the Royal Variety, both were very lovely and terrific at the meet and greet. Incidentally, when she shook hands with me, she pressed a tiny piece of folded paper into my palm. I look at it later. It just had one word written inside. Help. Okay? Again, I do not know how truthful it is. I saw it. That was since yesterday. So I'm just passing it along. It was dated December 14, 2023. Okay? So I'm gonna leave it as that. I don't know how truthful it is. There's more people talking about it. That was me saying like, what? Okay? So let's leave that alone. That's it. Because I do not want to go further into speculation. Because I know once I start talking, I start going. Alright, next one. So there's this one here. Read amid this, why did Kensington Palace or the hospital not refer the investigation into a person who accessed Kate Middleton's medical record to the police? It's a crime in the US and the UK. So why no police investigation, huh? So they're making reference to, I think December 28th incident. So she's pretty much raising a valid question. So let's see here. These other comments. They made up that medical record hacking story because they wanted to sniff out whether anyone knew the truth before they ran with the fabricated cancer story. I think I responded to this. Did I? No. Okay, so this is an ad. I'm not gonna go over it. Okay, very likely. I think you may well be right. That's an ad. Interesting observation. Watching Diana the day we said goodbye and her brother's very powerful speech, he stated the princess blood family will always protect them rang familiar. The statement about her being with birth family at this time struck a similar chord. Again, I haven't been following this lately. I gave up on it. I don't think I said whatever. It's just too much nonsense that's going on. Or to get some sympathy for their princess deserved privacy narrative after yelling for years that funded royals don't get to demand privacy. They needed some victimhood before switching to, well, some of them do. Look, Kate, spot on, diabolical, Jesus, very passable. All right, so I came out from this. Okay, you can't investigate a fairy tale. Something that didn't happen. You can't investigate a fairy tale. An investigation required police, detective, inquiries, interviews, evidence, surveillance, videos, computer records, data breach and entry record, employees, timeline, records, sign in and sign out, all for a clinic that, oh, wow, I didn't know it was that long. Okay, where was I? All for a clinic that the royals next to never use until two who were simultaneously accused of racism were suddenly simultaneously admitted into said clinic they never used at the same time to be diagnosed and treated for a mysterious form of cancer that can be disclosed with treatment methods that have never been heard of and don't meet the standard of care for cancer treatment and care or the standard time period and activities. Charles was skipping along well before he should have been done treatment, showing no sign that he even went. And we haven't seen Kate, so it doesn't take much to look at all the evidence that has been put forward and all the evidence that should have been put forward but wasn't, and added 2 and 2 together and get 16 and say, well, now that's some squirrely royalist math now, isn't it? Okay, where I come from, it's called straight up BS. Straight up BS, and will be immediately called into question in the court. If it even managed to get that far, because I doubt the Mounties will let it continue past go. But apparently, if it's in the tabloid, it somehow become truth to the deranged few and cannot be contested on pain of death. Such insanity is remarkable. Really and truly, they say if a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become king, the palace just become a circus. Very, very true. Right. The image. You exactly point out what other miss. As usual, no one will co-sign on palace lies because that means gambling professional reputation and licenses to protect Willy. He's alone and fostering the fantasy. That is true. That is true. That is true. Some people probably like, I don't want to get involved. You do your nonsense yourself. Okay, every single thing on a computer you look at or type on a computer, and NHS fact, it is logged into record. So 100% they will know who checked who out, and if they had no dealings with patient, they will ask, why were you checking data protection? I will even go as far as saying Kate record will have had restricted access, so only named person can view the record or document in them. So she's hiding out. Okay. After this, that's it. You can, okay, so that's the one I think I just went. You can't investigate it. So for the same reason that Camilla Tamney is a liar, claim the Sussex Squad threatened her family that we didn't know she had. That we didn't know she had. But Sussex Squad was the ones who contacted police about the threat. Camilla forgot to report talks is cheap. That's right. That was it last year? Where she was saying that people are threatening her and blame it on the squad. And then the squad start calling the police and say, you better check on her because it's not us. Alright, talk is cheap, but perjury is a crime. That's for sure. Is right. Alright, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. These people, they live on lies. People who help them lie should be punished for it as well. Alright, next week. Nottingham Cottage, pointing down here. Look how King Charles' second son, Prince Harry, was living before Meghan Markle came into his life. Look how they are living today. The British media want you to believe that Prince Harry wants to return to that abuse-spared Nottingham Cottage life. Alright, so this is very, very sad. I mean, when you look at it as well, Harry is a person who didn't complain much. He didn't need much to live because he's full. For him, he felt like, which he said, he was living in a privileged life, which is true. So when you compare it with other people, but when you compare him with his brother, that's a different story. So whatever the Queen had given him, he made the best of it. He made the best of it, and he called it home. But the brother, nothing. He could never be satisfied. So they're pointing out this is where he was living. That is sad. To the standard of his situation. The thing Charles, the deadbeat father, will never do to Harry again is to evict him from his so-called palaces and financial control him as he did before as a way of punishing him and putting him in his place. Meghan really saved Prince Harry from the abusive establishment. Alright, so this is Montecito. This is the place. I remember in the docuseries riding his bike. And here. Alright, next one. This is the overall of the property. Very relaxing, like a Tuscany type of things. And I think this is where him and Archie were watching the bird. And when Archie said he got his foot dirty because he was with his mom. Alright, so this is a very nice, relaxed place. Very calm. Alright, the day he left that place, he then only saved his wife and children. He also saved himself. There's me here. Oh, 19 people like it. We need to keep remember that it was Harry's father and brother who pushed him out to go fail in the real world. What they didn't expect is Harry's brilliant ideas he was giving to the firm for free was worth gazillion of dollars or pound in the real world. Harry accept the decision they made for him and capitalize on it. There's the laugh here. I don't know what's so funny, but it is what it is. Alright, it's ridiculous with all the wealth and big homes estate that Harry didn't have, one allocated for him and his family. CAE. Okay, what is it? What's all this abbreviation for? A and W all have large home estate. Okay, what's A? Anne, Andrew, probably Edward, Charles, William. Okay, so these are the leftover royals, the first letter of their name. okay, or have large home estates. They just left Harry to Adelaide Cottage. The whole situation was just BS. Okay, they did him dirty. Leaving that palace is the best thing he ever did for himself. I just wonder, hypothetically speaking, obviously, why they propose to house Harry and his children when he returned. We know it will never happen. Okay, how embarrassed for the royal family. I don't think they care. Alright, Will and Kate lived there when first married. I don't know. It's a starter home and free. No. Well, apparently it's not free for Harry because they didn't, the kind of intrusion, which I spoke, could have been the last recording that I did a day and a half, not yesterday, I didn't record, the day before. The kind of intrusion that they were inflicted onto Harry and Meghan, they didn't do that to William and Kate. So this is why Harry had to pay for the renovation, because they keep on saying because they're getting whatever, the taxpayers' money and all of that, and therefore the tabloids should get into their business. And Harry and Meghan decided, so because they're not gonna give them the access that they want, and Harry said, here's the money for the renovation, okay, or Meghan's money, I don't know. But they continue. Look, they left the UK 4 years ago, but they still at it. So yeah, it's a starter home, but they will not leave them alone. I mean, at some point, I don't know. I don't want to say it so people don't think I'm spreading violence or anything, but at some point, I don't know. Let me just leave it as that. Next tweet. A trip down memory lane, Prince Harry toured the Caribbean 2016. You know what? This one, I'm going to move it to what will be on PYTE. Alright, let me pause for a second. So since this has to do with a positive thing for the Sussexes, it's going to be on PYTE. Alright, so let's leave that alone. Next tweet. Alright, so there's that here. I saw it when I turned on my computer and I added to the list. Oh, no. I saw it during the day and I liked it, and I remember, thank God I remember when I was looking to add more to the list and I went on my likes to get it. Okay, next tweet. Finally, the press admits it. They lied. Harry told the truth. Lord, what does it take? Just suck it up and admit it already. This was just 40 years in the making. Could we try a little faster for the next admission? Alright, Harry told you, but you all call him a liar. Okay, so let's see here. Let me go into that so it could be slightly bigger. There will be screenshot. Just pay attention to the audio.
I mean, I think we painted this lovely picture that they were great friends, but they weren't. There was always huge rivalry between them. And I think after their mother died, they had a sort of love-in together. They used to do a lot of interviews together, and they had that concert at Wembley. But they were never really great friends. There was always this rivalry, like, you know, often with siblings there are. And I agree with Hannah. I can't see it happening until maybe many, many years in the future. If there were a disaster struck one or other of them, that would bring them together.
Yeah.
But I cannot see it happening.
Nothing short of that.
Nothing short of that.
Why do they have to wait until disaster that she has to mention that? But the thing that she mentioned here, it is true. Harry even said it in the book because the brother keep on competing with him, even with the Invictus. The part where he mentioned it to William about the Invictus. Do I have that part in the audio of the book? I don't know. Where Harry was like, you know, are we still competing? You know, I forgot the wording of it. Wow. I mean, my God. Okay, so let's see here. Just like the picture they painted about Prince Harry and Kate friendship and how Harry likes Kate cooking. Oh, did they say that? The poor woman can even make a pancake, much less cook. They were never close. Willy is a hater and always jealous of Harry. Exactly. Kitty can't cook to save her life. I remember that video. I may have it where she can even flip the pancake. The wig lady. What's up with all these royal busybodies with their wigs? Nana and Martha Levine, Michael Cole, and even Camilla has hats with her blonde wig attached to them. Okay, I don't know why they think a disaster. Thank you. Why did she have to say that? I'm glad she brought it up. Okay, I don't know why they think a disaster will bring them together. They were never close. And looking at Willy's awful behavior toward Harry's wife and kids, why would he want to have a relationship with that bigot? Yeah, just stay away. Oh my God, these people are full of it. Alright, next tweet. Okay, so there's this here. It was always obvious that Willy and Kate only moved to Adelaide Cottage to measure the curtain at Windsor Castle as Queen Elizabeth II lay on her deathbed. Charles makes that idea, hence Yorkshire Willy's current 2-year campaign to grab Andrew's home for himself. I mean, how many homes? It's almost like back then when Harry and Meghan were over there, when they want the numbers under their name to look a lot. He doesn't even need the home. What can you do with the home? With what he already has? I mean, the nonsense these people have. You could see why. Colonialism type of mentality, what they did to other countries, you could see it. This is a sickness. This is a sickness. It's because the thing is that if they were earning their money, work hard, they have, per hour you get certain amount or whatever, they would appreciate what they have. They do not know what they have. If they were paying for everything themselves, he will stay calm. My God. Okay, so this is, I don't know, I just went off. Okay, this is from the Daily Mail. Andrew won't move out, much to brother Charles' frustration, which means that William can't move in. So who will end up living in Harry and Meghan's Frogmore Cottage? I mean, he has money. Why can't he build his own? Will it be easier to build a modern home? Oh my goodness. Alright, remember that Peg and Mumbo spent over $5.5 million renovating their Kensington Palace apartment. That money could buy a brand new house or build a new one. Okay, it may not be a freaking palace version, but a good amount, a decent looking home. Kensington Palace apartment claimed it was their forever home. They promptly broke that promise. Surprise, surprise. I mean, why he's not happy where he's at now? Yorkshire really get paid £24 million a year for sitting on his butt and doing nothing. He already has a multitude of other mentions, but can't get off his ass to buy his own home. That's what I'm saying. He has that much money. He could even build his own. This is a whole other level of entitlement, even by sociopath standard. This is crazy. Alright. What I find hilarious is that Andrew knows his family so well, he's refused to move out of Royal Lodge for roof renovation, knowing it's a ploy to turf him out. This has all become very farcical. There's the laugh here. Why on June 1st, 2024, are they calling it Harry and Meghan's Frogmore Cottage? Weren't they the one who rejoicing in 2023 when the king evicted the Sussexes from said cottage? There's a rolling eye because they need Harry and Meghan's name for clickbait. This is an ad, whatever's here, and then that's it. I think British media goal is also to have someone living in Frogmore Cottage for news stories and headlines on Harry and Meghan. They need a scapegoat. Alright. I read an article that Willy had asked about Frogmore before moving into Adelaide Cottage. Whatever. This is so embarrassing. At Andrew's big age, he owns nothing. He lives and rely on the mercy of his brother and nephew who can cut him off on a whim. Sad. Someone needs to tell me what's with the campaign for Royal Lodge. Aren't these homes all in the same ground or within 10 minutes of each other? Are they? Really? Okay, so there's different places here. Okay, Royal Lodge is in Windsor near Adelaide Cottage and Windsor Castle. Willy and Kate had the scheme to move into Windsor Castle as Queen lay dying. When that didn't work, they decided to turf Andrew out of his home, hence the current campaign. They already have 4 other homes. What in the name? This is ridiculous. Like I was saying, if they were working for their money, like literally 9 to 5 or whatever the work hour per week is in the UK, and then to earn a salary, they will sit their ass down and shut up.
Yeah, I think there's another factor here too, that Meghan is a very professional woman, and she's very American in that way, and the male-dominated culture, the royal household, doesn't like the kind of terms that they would use there, pushy and pushy American. They don't like pushy Americans, meaning that they don't like professional people who work hard, and a lot of the Debbie kind of girls who get to work inside the palace work from about 9 9 to 12 and then take the rest of the day off. And Meghan was very impatient with that. She wanted to see a new work ethic, maybe a work ethic as strong as the Queen's herself.
Because once you start paying property tax, I don't know how it is in the UK, and you're paying for electricity, you're paying for this, water bill, and all that, they will just sit down and eat their food. The way they vacate property of Harry and Meghan with no mention, they were evicted from Frogmore by Harry's own father. I guess they see it doesn't look good, a father evicting his own son and grandchildren from their home in the UK. This is crazy. Let me go into that. William and Kate always had lesser homes compared to the turnip tough Rosenberry's home, puts there to shame. Facts. True. The way they say vacated property of Harry and Meghan with no mention, they were evicted from Frogmore by Harry's own father. I guess they see it doesn't look good, a father evicting his own son and grandchildren from their home in the UK. Yeah, this is the thing with the royal family. They always want to look good in everything that they write about them, but when given the opportunity to do the right thing, so the proper good article could be written about them, they always effed up. Alright, so that's that. Let's move on. In a situation like this, okay, if he had accommodated Harry and Meghan and Archie or whatever, or don't even do anything, just leave them with the gift that the Queen left them. But he has to go full-blown evil. So it is what it is. But they don't want to mention that. But thank God we know the truth. So that's that. Let's move on. These people, they don't have real problem. That's the thing here. They make up problems to talk about. This is full-blown BS. Alright, imagine being propped up by your country's whole media and still coming up mediocre. The only thing Willy will be remembered for is being a sociopath. Archive. This is the article. I'm not gonna read it, but the link, since this is an archive, I'll share the link. Okay, the link will be in the description. Prince William's role is changing. What does he really want to do with it? I think I responded. There's me here. His role. God damn, I'm telling you, Twitter is something. When I typed the thing, I saw the S. Let's fix that. Alright, there it is here. Correction, his, not high. Alright, so his role is changing from what to what. He's not going to be king if King Charles dies. What other role was set for him beside future king? That's what they told him before he even came out of his mom vagina. Does the UK have something else in mind for William? Alright, so that's that. From what I can see, William has done nothing noteworthy to be remembered for and likely never will. Exactly, that's an ad. Okay, after this, that's it. Willy's story is a long way from over. He has plenty of time for his true nature to unfold before the public's eyes. Who knows what skeleton literally are hiding in his cupboard, or indeed in his future. A fun ride for some, a horror story for others, interesting for all. Yeah, he just can't help himself, a man captive to his evil instincts. Alright, the entire article is an embarrassment to the once great BBC. Alright, I didn't read it. The link will be in the description for you guys. Sadly, BBC is now a disgrace. Okay, Willy Leaks will also be remembered like this. What is that? Prince William costing taxpayers £127,000 an hour. He has only done less than a month's work spread over 12 months. It's not worth it. Lazy, global failure, interesting choice of picture. Alright, after this, these, whatever's on the screen. He doesn't want the Commonwealth, the foreign travel, or the obligation. He wants to go back to Victorian times when royalty was behind walls, was rarely seen, and was worshipped for existing. His actions have been made this clear. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, impact is about real work, not fiction. The press can praise him for a job he hasn't done all they want. If there is no impact, he will be mediocre forever. Workshire doesn't wake up one day being impact. It stays mediocre forever. All this talking his role into fictional job he isn't delivering isn't gonna work. The nasty press rubbish Archwell Foundation impact statement when it was released, long before Willy's people adopted the word impact. Now they realize impact works for Harry and Meghan, they've adopted it. Alright, so let's go into this. Okay, he can carve out a smaller role for the monarchy, but give up the head of state piece. Okay, just host dinner, attend fundraisers, give out honors, attend Green Summit. It can work, but he's not willing to give up the money or the properties. He wants the status quo without doing anything for it. Time to abolish or remove taxpayers funded and turn all the palaces and homes over the government. They can rent spaces and them. Yeah, let's leave that as that. Next one, if he had just mind his own business, all the hard work that Harry was doing and William get the praise for, if he had just mind his own business, that will continue behind the facade and William would have been getting the praise and adoration. But he can't mind his own business. He can't leave his brother's wife alone. So he wanted the spotlight. There goes the spotlight. One thing I came across, I need to do a review. Maybe that's what I should have done yesterday. When all of them were sitting on stage when they were talking, where I said this is where the thing start, I need to go over it, like do a review of it. Okay? Because there's one thing I just realized is that when that lady asked who did the Royal Foundation, who gets credit for it, and I think William said something like, of course they did.
Up the Royal Foundation. Did you ever imagine it would grow like this?
I think when we first started it, it started as a very small idea with Harry and I scratching our heads going, how can we do something that's going to help us in the future? How are we going to build something that's going to provide almost a vehicle to allow us to impact in charitable areas? Because it was quite difficult at the time. Harry and I used to go to a lot of engagements and see these incredible charities doing really great work, but felt that we could give more, and how could we do that? And so the foundation idea sort of bubbled up as a sort of vehicle to be able to do more when we walked away from these engagements.
So you both take credit for coming up with the idea?
Totally.
Or something like that. But when they asked Harry, not on that stage though, and other interviews and he always said he doesn't remember or whatever, like in the Obama Foundation.
But doesn't this seem obvious? Like, why haven't other people done it then? So you've created, with your brother and sister-in-law, the Royal Foundation. Okay, you've started a charity. My first question would be, do we need another charity? So, you know, what was your thinking in coming together? Whose idea was this?
So that's my motto is exactly that. Why another charity? Of a group, you're part of something, and therefore anybody that comes in gets the opportunity or the option of 12 of you rather than one of you.
Whose idea was this? I mean, who was it? You or Prince William or
the Royal Foundation?
Yeah,
can't even remember.
For someone who don't remember who came up with it, we know very well it was Harry. Because during that interview, for someone to explain in full details about how that foundation works and everything like that, you know it's Harry. Okay, there's a small portion of it of him explaining. And
to serve. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair. But I think over a course of your life, you start to get a better understanding, as you'd expect, of what that service and what that duty actually looks like. And to a certain extent, you have to create it or structure it, suiting your passions, suiting your preference, and suiting the need as well. We will always say yes to becoming patron of a charity that we believe in and that we're incredibly passionate about. But I think in today's world, you have to be involved with things that make sense to where your passions lie, rather than potentially turning up to a charity once a year. I don't think that's necessarily beneficial to anybody. But you know, our mental health campaign, Heads Together, back in the UK, is a classic example of where we were able to bring together 8 charities within the mental health sector.
With your mic.
I'm so sorry.
No worries, thank you. We were able to bring together 8 mental health charities that have been working in the sector for many, many, many years. But being able to bring them together and say, right, you guys have never sat around a table together and discussed the main issues. What we want to be able to do now is, through our foundation, create a platform in which your expertise and your experience is elevated. And therefore, you tell us what needs to be done around mental health within the UK and globally. And they said, if you can remove the stigma, that makes our life a lot easier.
Is William about elevating anybody? Since Harry left, or even when his brother was in the UK, was William about elevating Harry? Okay? So there's Harry explaining how the foundation works to elevate people who have the knowledge and expertise on things like that. Is William about that? Since Harry left, what happened to mental health thing? Shout, for instance. Since Harry left, there were issues. People's private information was being given for, I don't know how the for-profit organization had it, but it was after he left. Is William about elevating anybody? He's about elevating himself, but every time he tried to elevate himself, he just put his foot in his mouth because he just doesn't know how to do it. He just knows how to do evil things.
So that's exactly what we did. We tried to remove the stigma and tried to normalize the discussion around mental health.
So in some ways, the past, the protocol may have been lending your name and using your name to create a halo around the organization that would benefit it. And it sounds like the younger royals are more about more than just name association, more direct action and involvement. So do you feel you're more hands-on? Is that fair to say?
I think in today's world you have to be. I think you have to be much more hands-on, and also.
Why? I mean, why do you have to be? You could have done it the same way. You could have had 200 charities and been a patron of them. I mean, no one would have thought any different.
No, but if you end up working individually for, let's say, 200 charities, in today's world, I think that kind of dilutes the impact that you can have. What our foundation is all about and what our platform is all about is encouraging people to come together, to work together, so that there's less competition within that sector, whether it's financially or otherwise, and saying, right, guys, you're doing the same thing. Please, let's get around a table, talk to each other, work it out, and come up with a long-term strategy.
Is this William type of way of working? Look at this. He kicked his brother out so he could do the thing to get the spotlight by himself. Is William about working together? William is about competition. All right? So that's what I wanted to point out. And then you could see also, after he left the UK, the same type of model that he implemented in the UK is being done in the work that he does now. Okay? With Invictus and everything like that. All right, so here's a small clip of the Obama Foundation interview that he did, a very small portion, because he went on a lot of full details about the World Foundation. So we know it was Harry's idea. But since he left, what has William done with that foundation? I don't follow him. If he has, I don't want to be here just bashing. If he has done something good with it, good for him. But as far as I'm concerned, because the UK, the royal family, love to get praises. So if he had done anything good with that foundation, I would have heard. Even though if I don't follow it, it would have come somewhere in my timeline. There's a lot of time I try to avoid these people, but their nonsense still come on my timeline. So I would have done something. All right? So let's leave that alone. All right, next tweet. They are being paid or promised something else to abuse Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Many accepted the money or something else, but there are some who said no. Those who accepted the hate money or something else sold their soul to the devil. God will deal with them. All right, this one is not new. We've been knowing this. Especially there's this reporter, when I think it's a writer or something like that. She said they had asked her. She said no, and they put so much pressure on her to write a negative story about Harry and Meghan. She said no.
About how the media inflames this. I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's sort of
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need to know.
And they called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, you know, the flames are being fanned by the media,
You've heard the phrase
view.
cottage industry. This is a palace industry. Yeah.
All right, so this is not new. And then you have the Rex Simon situation as well. They're just gonna find anything negative about her past for them to go on with. So they were trying to make stories up, and then they're bringing people who have no clue about it to write it, and then there's some who go for it. All right, I've been asked by various media to contribute to article accusing Meghan Markle of manipulation, coercive control. It's the same thing. The same thing. Control, exploiting Harry's mental health struggles, etc. I said no to this. There's the horse here, money, pound, and all of that. Shame others don't. Okay, P.S. Beware anyone's purporting to be a celebrity psychologist. Okay, who's this Carrie Danes? I don't know who's that. Okay, so there's Simon Rex here. Remember the toxic British tabloid offers Simon Rex £70,000 to lie and say he slept with Duchess Meghan, but Simon refused. Brit tabloids are a global scourge, but it's nice to know there are still some good people who won't sell their soul for money. That's for sure. So there's me here. It's been known they can't find any dirt from her past. They resorted to write false narrative about her instead. Some people still have values and standards to not go along with these evil people. Alright. True, they indeed can't find anything bad about her, including no bullying. They want people to believe they welcome her with open arms. The truth is, the moment they heard Prince Harry had a biracial girlfriend, they said, we're gonna destroy her character, bullying her away. That's true. Okay, I said it started in the stage, but you know, other people have other thing here, other ideas. Okay, the devil they sold their soul to. There's that. They all are baggage for God. This is the kind of that's an ad. Must need to do the same with X. Too many here monetizing hate, and that's wrong. No morals or scruples whatsoever, making up blatant lies and getting more ridiculous daily. I love Meghan Markle. What won't they do? We need names. All right, next tweet. All right, I have two more left. There's that. That's a GIF. The crazy thing is that so many celebrities, people of power, and so many normal people like us have called out Meghan's treatment by the UK and the Devendras, but they keep going after her. Meghan doesn't look back because of that. The royal family and the UK do. Alright, so there's me. This is someone I block and I respond. Meghan gave okay, so let me open it so you could see what she wrote. The royal family is who she named Lilibet after, and it's where she got a title from. Okay, Meghan gave birth by herself. It seems like this is what you sort of implying. Like Meghan didn't have Harry. Okay, and also when it comes to Lily's birthday, remember there's that what is it, Miss Doria called Meghan flower. Okay, and then lily is a type of flower, right? Let's look it up. All right, there's this here, lily. I just put the word lily. Lily are a genus of flowering plant with large showy flowers that grow from bulbs and have leafy stems. All right, so this is that. Pretty much it's a flower. All right, when you look at the pictures here, let's look at images. All right, flower. So Miss Doria usually call Meghan her flower. So what's the best way to also connect that? Lily. And now they put the bet because they claim that this is what they what is it, the queen's nickname. And then Harry is still, I don't know why they keep on forgetting. Well, they don't forget, they just want to omit that part. Harry is Meghan's husband, and then this is who Meghan created Lily with. And then the queen is related by blood to Harry. So the connection is not like Meghan just picked the name out of the blue, just the sake of that. So they thought about it. But anyway, so that's that here. We won't get tired of calling them out. I call out Knight O'Neill earlier today. Take a read. What is that? Okay, Meghan, malcontents bitter brigades won't stop making me laugh. My African elders of Yoruba tribe will say, okay, I don't know what's this word here. Okay, so there's that. You know what? Let's leave this alone. Let's move on. This is why I didn't really do any recording yesterday. It's just full-blown BS every day. Next one. Alright, so this is one of those I just found recently and I put it on the list. The funniest thing I've seen today, my ribs hurt. Breaking Point, Archie and Lilibet could be called to action to help royal family, says expert. This is not a freaking expert. Prince Harry's children now call the US home, but they can't be denied their connection to Britain and the monarchy. Alright, the US has child labor law, but can they say about people, okay? But can they say about people they don't know? Alright, that's the kids. What can they say about the people they don't know? So they run out of adults to do the work. Can you imagine needing babies to save your monarchy? There's a laugh here. It's getting weird, Joe. There's an ad. Alright, so those 3 kids who live over there don't exist anymore. Just skip right over them and go right to the private citizen children living 5,000 miles away. It's gonna be funny when they rerun this headline in 20 years. I scream. Okay, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old called to do what? Makes deal with Fisher Price. Funny thing is, the toddler are probably more organized than Charles. That's true. Which expert is written this horrific fanfic? They should stop pissing me off. I didn't click. Alright, there's a laugh here. What a joke. Alright, this is my last one. The UK is something. Alright, so this one, I shared it on my community board. I made sure to put it last. Okay, I guess it's time for me to cancel my Washington Post subscription since it's now going to run by a British tabloid hack. All you need to do is look at British media to know they all tabloid FFS. Okay, even BBC News read tabloid as part of their news segment. They all are crap. The thing is that Rupert Murdoch is used as a front. Okay, as if there's no connection or anything. Buy those papers and then bring his people in to... You see the same thing that happened in the UK where they tormented people? They want to do the same thing here. But let's see how the US deal with them. First of all, Fox already been sued for millions of dollars. Okay, yaks, none of these are trustworthy anymore. Okay, 9 bonus reminder. Wall Street Journal, CNN, WAPO, all run by Brits right now. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. Got rid of Wall Street Journal. I never subscribed to any of these things. So that was that. Okay. Oh, so that was that. So she retweeted that. Let's see. Let me go into it since I'm sort of done. Alright. I'm an idiot. Also, Bloomberg News, others, Sky News and UK run by ex-CBS News President David Wood, which British publication outlet have been run by Americans. Alright, there's one answer to it and I'll go into it in a few. Okay, and of course, New York Times used to be run by a Brit. All white men are innovative, just like the Heritage Foundation. As a WAPO subscriber, I'm wary of Will Lewis' drive to consolidate power at the expense of diversify executive team. I also do not see the point of hiring British executive for a prominent US paper in this crucial election year. I mean, I think in my thing, and I said, they've been new about that. They were inching in. They're waiting until if Trump get in to confuse people completely. All right, if Trump get back in, this is where they're gonna capture everybody's mind. People will never know the truth of anything. When you do your own research about things, I have to remember tomorrow I have to go vote. And then to confuse you to vote against your best interest. That's all. This is a step by step, and I think it started the minute President Obama, I mean, it been starting way before, but they went on full drive when President Obama became in office. And you know how they're saying, your enemy, you put it closer, all right? Your friends are close, but your enemy closer. So they already saw Obama trustworthy, so, you know, depending on how you see President Obama, okay? The first black African American to be president. They invited him to do a speech. What was it? This is that here. My Lord Chancellor, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Prime Minister, my Lord, and member of House of Commons, I have known few greater honors than the opportunity to address the Mother of Parliament at Westminster Hall. So that was that. Okay? I think that was there. I think it was a way to pretend that he was welcome, they accept this, but instead, this was a facade as well. And then they went to work in the background with the GOPs and all of that. That's my humble opinion on that. All right, so that's it. Let's look at the background of my channel. Please take a moment to subscribe. Oh, one person just subscribe. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And I also have a shop. Let me go open it. And this is another way you could also support my channel. I think this is what I did yesterday. Instead of doing videos, I did these 3 designs. There's that here. I think it has to do silent is golden. All right, and it's on the t-shirt, cups, or whatnot. And there's this one, out of space. This is something I had. It was sitting there, I guess, for kids. Some stuff I had it, so I just put it out instead of just sitting there doing nothing. All right, this one here, I thought about it. Love always win, and that's the design here. It's in a cup, t-shirt, and what's not. Okay, so that is that. Again, these are ways these are ways you could help support my channel. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.